Finally, I have bought for you of the mass awarded movie Pushpa 2 or Pushpa the Role. What can I even tell you about this film? It's already reached a whole new level. And yeah guys, have definitely seen that for yourself. From an ordinary Babua to a national mafia. But in this part, Pushpa rise from national to international mafia. So the whole story, if you wanna understand it properly, go watch the first part from the pin comment below. Alright then, no more talking. Let's dive straight into today's explosive movie explanation. This movie started at part 14 in Japan. A little container of red sandalwood comes from India. When the workers were lifting it, it loses balance and one container falls. Then from it comes out the priceless item is red sandalwood, along with the sandalwood from inside the container. The Japanese are surprised to see and the man inside. They call the developer. His men tie the body and hang it upside down from the crane. After repeatedly asking, they hang him. But even after asking, the man doesn't respond. He doesn't make a sound, but soon a small note falls from his hand. The worker realize that they one day have him upside down is none other but the king of the Red Sandalwood Syndicate, Pushpa. As soon as they identify him, the men get fully ready with weapons. Because whoever Pushpa enters, a huge fight is about to happen. You can already imagine the action. Pushpa takes heritage from his body and cuts the rope in a deadly style. He descends and then it all begins. A deadly fight where even many men cannot do anything to him. But they are the fight who is fighting. Pushpa starts speaking in Japanese and upon hearing it, the men are almost stunned. But Pushpa suddenly reveals the real reason for coming to Japan. The story comes out from his mouth that the syndicate is sending sandalwood to the Japanese, but they are not paying properly. So Pushpa has come to teach them a hard lesson. That's why he has come here. Whatever it takes. After thrashing everyone's Pushpa also gives his boss tries to teach him a lesson. But at the moment some men start shooting. Pushpa runs, dodging bullets. But in the end, one bullet hits him. Wounded, he starts diving into the sea. Exactly then, Pushpa jumps from the bed. He realized that they might have been watching some past story of the wheel. Whatever the past, he became the syndicate boss after becoming. His reign speed across the province. Everyone talks about just one name, Pushpa. Along with rising to the top, Pushpa also has his own tour of his wife, Shivavi, who is now his wife, but on the part of establishing his reign has risen above all obstacle. Will they let him say it in happiness for long? The answer to this question we will surely get in the next scenes after becoming boss. Pushpa wins everyone's heart at any time. They risk their lives a Pushpa called to go deep into the forest for work. Exactly like one day, a worker named Srinivas goes to the cart put even on his wedding day. He knew worker also come with everyone. By his gestures, he seems a very ordinary worker. Moreover, no one has seen his hair before, never seen in their compound, so he goes to the forest. After performing puja, he starts working with all the workers. That man also starts cutting wood with everyone cuts, while weighing the log for the first time. He tells everyone his name. This name, upon hearing, everyone freezes instantly. Poster completely erect. Ordinary worker. The man who come to the cart put in the attire was Inspector Bahadur Singh Shekhawat. Pushpa had humiliated Shekhawat in the previous part. Let's him naked. Now here he has come to the take revenge on Pushpa. As you can imagine, Shekhawat caught everyone red-handed with sandalwood for the first time. Someone with all evidence, Pushpa arrests the people red-handed can do it. Shekhawat is no ordinary person. Rather, he is becoming the biggest challenge for Pushpa. Challenge. And this news reaches Pushpa. Not much time passed. As soon as he gets the news, Pushpa himself goes directly to the police station. Shekhawat arrives, but he wasn't at the station then. So the police officer tells Pushpa that they cannot do anything special about the because Shekhawat has by now changed all the rule of the region. So Pushpa cannot easily get his worker back because FIR has already been filled into everyone's name. FIR have been filed, then Pushpa remain everyone. How? With his money. Or the police in the station spend carefree time. So the question is, where of the role? When was the law there? But Pushpa here only went to get the boy named Srinivas, because today is his wedding day. But he, after letting him go, suddenly sees a wounded on him. Sees the wound. Seeing this, Pushpa completely loses his mind immediately. Goes inside, look up and see all the worker with same mark of bathing on their bodies. Actually, even before coming to the station, Shikhar had already beaten Pushpa men properly, meaning he took out his anger of them. Shikhar vented his anger on the worker, beating Pushpa man like this means directly hitting him. So seeing this mark, his mind fell on fire. The result of igniting this fire, Shikhar realized a little later. He sees that all worker and all police officers have completely vanished, meaning after Pushpa arrived, the entire field is empty. At that time only one constable was there. But he was only to give Shikhwat the key with the STR from him. Shikhwat and Inspector Nathuval learns the whole matter actually, saying the matter on the worker bodies. Pushpa went to the take all workers including Srinivas immediately, take away from the station immediately. But the sub-inspector there tell him that if Pushpa let them go like this, their job will be gone. Hearing this, for what Pushpa does after hearing this was not at all prepared. Pushpa calculated all police officers' salaries to retirement. Everything they would get, Pushpa himself pays from his own money, even pays from his own pocket, even calculate how much pension they will get after retirement, calculate everything and pay everyone. By the way, this Pushpa can go that the any steam level. He actually no limit. Now in Pushpa hand after this level of beating, Shikhwat is completely speechless. After beating Srinivas go, Pushpa himself in a savage style take him to the wedding function. Now Shikhwat comes and take a fight with him. After this, he get a stick hit at a high level. But in the next scenes, you will see Pushpa facing an even bigger Raghav Ball after becoming syndicate boss, local MLA, and then State Minister Siddhappa. Pushpa had a good rapport with them. One day they plan to meet the state CM, said the plan. Before going there meet, Shiva will tell Pushpa to take a picture with CM. Now she asks him to bring this small wish. Pushpa can easily fulfill this, so he promised Shiva. But nobody knew that this on picture would better turn Andhra Pradesh politics upside down, completely shake up CM nursing house. After reaching home, Siddhappa introduced Pushpa to someone. He meet him. They get acquainted, but Pushpa, when talking picture as Shiva asks, faced the biggest conflict of his memory. A stable smuggler refuses to take a picture. Refuse firmly because if this picture is put in newspaper, it will completely damage his prestige, even tear up the photographer film, and forbids Pushpa from dancing according to his wife What. Hearing this, you might think Pushpa might even confront the CM. Now Pushpa swallows his insult calmly, but inside the fire was burning. Of what level? No one could understand. Men were living, nothing gathering. Pushpa tells Siddhappa everything was fine. I have no way about taking the picture. But nothing in the middle of conversation. Push Shivavi to previously fuel Pushpa inner fire. Forgive over his own love. Even a small insult can make him. In the first part, Siddhappa but CMs come to request permission to change his ministry. He came to ask, but Pushpa this time, who offer we given to him, mind was blown. Here Siddhappa said, if I was CM, I would have taken so many pictures with you. Hearing this, Pushpa says, then you will be the CM of this state in future. Hearing this, Siddhappa mind completely spins. He says, are you crazy? That becoming CM is not a small thing, need 100 of crore. Then Pushpa says, I will give you 5,000 crore and after becoming CM you must promise to take a picture with me. After saying this, he take a picture with Siddhappa and keeps it because he can tell Silva that maybe with this CM he didn't take a picture but already took a picture with the next CM. You can understand the game has just started. The huge explosion ahead is beyond your imagination. After deciding to make Siddhappa CM, according to Pushpa, he goes to meet Central Minister in Delhi. To meet Minister Pratap Reddy, here Siddhappa CM nomination. Hearing the nomination, he is shocked because Siddhappa would not dare without support. Meaning he must have some big game on his shoulder. That game meaning Pushpa didn't give even a minute to introduce him. Reddy brother Subba Reddy. Give 5 crore to call him. Also give 25 crore and sofa a gift. Send a sofa a gift. Seeing all this at Pratap Reddy house, Reddy realized that anyone with such money has a mind of money. With support, even Siddhappa will quickly become CM. Not take long for a small leader of become CM. Realizing this, he approved the CM nomination. Approved the nomination for the post after meeting. Siddhappa called Pushpa, saying if money is spirit like this, in 2 days the syndicate will be in action. So where will the remaining money from election come from? Pushpa says, if he has a big game like Mudgan, then surely someone bigger must exist, whose attention goes beyond country border. Now straight to international buyer. Must understand, boss Pushpa is now international, not national. Now he is fully an international player. After finishing with Siddhappa, Pushpa meet his international buyer. Goes straight to Maldives to meet a buyer named Hamid. That buyer had a lot of attitude. Come to him because international level. Deals are huge, so buyer feels heavy feeling is natural. Also seeing Pushpa look, he think this guy come from a small deal. So before knowing him, he informed that he doesn't do deal over 100 ton. 100-200 tons can arrive from India anything. This what impressed Pushpa. Pushpa then says okay, 100 ton, not 100, just being 10 ton in front of me. Saying this, Hamid gets angry. Hamid first called Mudgan for 10 ton, but he doesn't know Pushpa is Mudgan boss. Mudgan says, I will send it immediately and call Pushpa for approve. Just like that 10 ton approve grant, Pushpa says his authority because 10 ton from Hamid, not only Mudgan, other state call too. But all give Pushpa number. Hamid realizes Pushpa control everything. Understanding this very well, nobody from India can send even a card, realizing helplessness. Then he agreed to Pushpa proposal. That deal is Pushpa's biggest deal. 2000 ton card, 5000 crore exchange. He saves Hamid. Such a huge deal. Only purpose of this big deal makes Siddhappa CM. Also Mudgan, where saving card gives 1.5 crore per ton. From Hamid it 2.5 crore per ton. Meaning just with profit protection. Election campaign can be done easily. Oh bro, becoming the boss of syndicate. Pushpa turned into a real mastermind. He became a total player anywhere Hamid, even after finalizing a 5000 crore deal with Hamid. He says, make it 4900 crore for me. Hamid replied, then what about the 100? What have happened to their 100 crores? Come here with just on track. But now I need this thing right here, saying that he take the 100 crore and straight up buys a helicopter and flies off right away. I mean, you can tell me what level of swag Pushpa got. It's beyond imagination. Once he returned home, Pushpa contract of the deal again. Everyone gets shocked hearing about 2000 ton. They are stunned to prepare such a huge shipment. Ton of worker and truck were needed. Pushpa raises their wages from 2000 to 10,000. Which make their workers never short in supply after getting so many of the delivery according to their capacity to supply their share of shipment. But Pushpa took different among from his eggs from a big quantities. But one guy, a man named Reddy, from whom he only wanted 50 ton. Because that guy Bisya role Reddy area under Mongabasinu. Yeah, you probably thought by now that way hasn't Mongabasinu entered the story yet. Don't worry. Big player always entered at just the right time. That time comes in the first part. The Mongabasinu was the one who hurt Pushpa so bad. You guys already know that very well. Now, getting more than 50 ton for his zone surely wouldn't be that easy, especially since that area full of private checkpoint. Still, when Bisha Reddy says he can manage a 100-ton deposit challenge, Pushpa approves his move, meaning the real fight wait is probably about to be over very soon. In the very next scene, we get a hint of it. Mongava Sinu may be a big gangster, but his wife Daksha was even more evil. After his brother dead by Pushpa's hand, revenge became her main goal. She even in part on stabbed her own husband, though Sinu better recover. Now this device Daksha goes straight to Shikhwat, then to hurt Pushpa bad way. After being badly hit, Shikhwat was already simmering with rage. Daksha taunted him about his manhood. When she questioned his manhood, he gets even angrier. Pushpa, suddenly burning with fury, started gathering massive consignment of red sandalwood. This shipment don't go unnoticed by Sinu gang. They notice everyone, though perhaps Daksha must have some big Kobofivan. Shikhwat is told it time to stick Pushpa. They time to attack he come. So Shikhwat on Daksha's order sets up a checkpoint. Bisha Reddy seizes the sandalwood shipment. Then he tries to touch this shipment worth around 20 crore. He went to set it on fire. When Bisha come to stop him, Bisha opened fire one by one and set off the truck average. Then he threw Bisha off the bridge to scare him. The man falls, but somehow she was there. You see, this Shikhwat isn't a small-time devil, he is a big devil. After Bisha is killed, Daksha returns and tells Shikhwat, you shouldn't have killed that man, because he could have helped Mongava Sinu better. But Shikhwat replies that imitating someone wouldn't achieve anything. So he needed to make an example to shake the whole syndicate to its core. It was necessary to send him man up, make a statement, so everyone would say he was shot. But he jumped up and miraculously reached the top. After Bisha Reddy dies, they take him to the village and cremate him there. Siddhappa is present. Sinu gang member then blame Pushpa for Bisha death. They say Pushpa recklessness caused a series of deaths. That one after another death will follow because of his attitude. Man will members start backing Mongava Sinu gang because they fear the instability between Pushpa and Shikhwat. Hence, they are being to support Sinu. If Pushpa and Shikhwat keep clashing, the whole syndicate will collapse. So Siddhappa now meets Shikhwat. He offers 10 crore commission to smooth things over instead of revenge for Pushpa insult. He offers to forget the insult, but the wound done to him is beyond money. So he tells Siddhappa to show him the reality. He makes Shikhwat strip the man to prove a point and expose him publicly. A harsh lesson. Just like what was done to Pushpa back then. Siddhappa realized that this humiliation cannot be bought with money. Suddenly, to shock Shikhwat, he rips off all his clothes himself. Then he tells everyone that he has made Pushpa the syndicate president and that he do anything to keep the syndicate intact. You can imagine how far political will go. Siddhappa became a big example. In that half-naked state, he promised Shikhwat that the will make Pushpa analyze. The moment Shikhwat heard the word sorry, his eye light up, saying Pushpa bore like that would be his greatest victory. But he doesn't want the apology to remain private. He won't eat in front of everyone. So he orders Siddhappa to arrange a big party, where Pushpa will publicly apologize. On the appointed day, Shikhwat and his men arrive, while Pushpa sit at the home drinking heavily. It is the first time in life he have a bow the salmon. Bowing is an in her dictionary, but for the syndicate and at Zakareddy urging, she finally agreed to attend. Shikhwat had even brought a tape recorder to record her apology. On sorry, Pushpa is very drunk and feel extreme humiliation when asked to apology. Finally, after everyone, she says sorry. The moment Shikhwat hears it, he records it and plays it over with ecstatic joy, as if he seen the wonder of the world. Mongava and Sinu are stunned. They had hoped Pushpa would refuse and create chaos that could destroy the gang. After the apology, Pushpa lowered her head and left the party. But she cannot get the shame out of her mind. She knows everyone at the party will be shouting at her. Then she does something that leaves everyone stunned. She thinks for a moment, turns her car around and drives back to the party. She doesn't stop there. Using her car, she knocked Shikhwat and threw him into the swimming pool. What happened next in even more brazen. Pushpa pulled down her pant and urinated on Shikhwat while he submerged in the pool. Imagine the level of insult. Shikhwat can't hardly believe it. Not only Shikhwat. Siddhartha is shocked because he had to work hard to keep things under control. Pushpa tell them she would never bow to a PT. Corrupt officer like Shikhwat. If the honest officer Gomindo had been there, she would have solved him instead. She declared to everyone that she becomes syndicate president by her own merit, not by anyone's mercy. She has even surpassed men like Raghav Bal and Mongol Seno. So petty people like Shikhwat don't deserve to touch her head. Then she issued a public challenge. Next Monday at 4 am, she will transport a 2000-ton timber consignment to Chennai. If anyone can recover even one piece of the wood, she will strip naked and quit the syndicate. After making this challenge, Shikhwat puts police patrol on every road from the district. On the day of the transport, while drinking, someone throws an empty bottle under a bridge. And here notice, from below, they realize that the river and almost no water, meaning Pushpa is moving the wood, not over the road, by over the river on track. Only one person could counter the plan. Shikhwat, anticipating interception, Shikhwat sent his team into the river, but Pushpa had set a backup plan. Her man broke a stone bridge and placed a huge barricade. One of Shikhwat's team get trapped there. Pushpa even redid an elephant team. Thought one police team get through the river. Pushpa released water from a dam to stop all vehicle. Shikhwat Pushpa toward the river, saying many OXs on the road. He stopped them and erected a barricade near the state border with Pushpa man. Drive along the river toward the border. Escorting Shikhwat severely away from the action. The rebels panic and call Pushpa, who immediately tell everyone to abandon the track and jump. He value human life more than wood. Drivers whip out and Shikhwat in brutal style. Flip track on by on. It's clear a long smoother fire inside him has booted out. After Pushpa massive consignment in court, Shikhwat believes he is a hero and that the game is over. He even invites Pushpa to TV reporter. But wait, did you think Pushpa would be easily defect? No. A revelation comes that will blow your mind. The track Shikhwat hitched were not a genuine red sandalwood, but timber from a typical sandalwood, made to look red on the outside, though white inside. Worthless compared to real sandalwood. Pushpa deception astonished everyone. The two red sandalwood shipment had already crossed the state border and reached Chennai. How did the real sandalwood get through? As soon as Shikhwat understood, he had experienced the very OX car used as barricade has been made from real sandalwood, meaning Pushpa, with help, had smuggled the real logs right under their noses. Only one OX car was recovered. It will confirm it in Only one OX car was recovered. It was confirmed it was genuine sandalwood. The mastermind level plan is there to witness. After this measure below, Pushpa appeared before them. For affair, she and Shikhwat exchange signal. Shikhwat tell her he only got a shipment bound for Chennai, not the portion closing into India. So the game isn't over. Pushpa ignores him and leaves. Shikhwat calls out that he had challenged anyone to seize a piece of wood, and if someone could, Pushpa wouldn't quit. Now he has an entire OX car on sandalwood. So Pushpa would to do it. Before she can reply, Pushpa makes a motion and the whole car explodes. She leaves no crumbs of her plan behind. After this huge victory, Pushpa goes to celebrate Kali Puja with his wife Shivavi. There he received happiness news of his wife. His beloved wife is pregnant. On the Kali Puja stage, Pushpa dances as the goddess. He tells Shivavi he wanted a daughter rather than a son, because a son would he enable desire the wood in his childhood. At the same puja, another inside awkward, some boy in demon costumes misbehave with Mongolmurti daughter Kaveri. Pushpa defend her, betting up the troublemaker to protect Kaveri. But Mohan does not thank him. Instead he say Kaveri calling Pushpa uncle is the real shame. They case and status issue run deep. But after Pushpa bold defense, Shivavi answer Mohan sharply. Did matter more than Venus. That vision stick with Pushpa. A brand is built on action, no birth. Manuel Shikhwat and the Sinu gang keep plotting against Pushpa. Even after Shikwa's big capture, he quickly makes a backup plan. He arranges for Mangosinu to bring a real piece of red sandalwood to test whether the confiscation was genuine, as inspector committee is due to inspect. After testing the sample, the committee will confirm whether it's real sandalwood. If proven, the media will spread that Shikwat had indeed sizes real sandalwood, and possibly will panic because election fund were expected to come from that sandalwood. If that money isn't available, Siddhartha and possibly will be in trouble. So when a syndicate meeting is called, Pushpa goes. Everyone suggests that since Shikwat confidently claims he captured everything, Pushpa must be weighing the demand she rebel where the real sandalwood is. Pushpa reply, she is not a fool who will spill everything in public. She's been part of the syndicate a long time and will not let a single cat go missing. Still, none of them believe her. Finally, Pushpa agreed to give the information to only one person, Jagga Reddy, because everyone trusts him and will accept what he sees as truth. He tells Jagga to shake and wave. Elsewhere, Shinu and Shikwat go to Narsingh Reddy and tell him Siddhartha is trying to take the CM post with Pushpa. Narsingh orders them to find the sandalwood shipment quickly. But by then, Pushpa consignment had already reached near the Srilanka border by Tamil Nadu. If the consignment crossed the border, Pushpa mission will be complete. But before it crossed, Shikwat follows Jagga Reddy to Tamil Nadu with a full police force. At the port, exhaustive searching find nothing until through binocular Shikwat spot a container. His police open it and find many cartons. When they move the carton, a car emerges with Jagga Reddy inside. Police pursue the car, but that haven't located the wood it. Shikwat suspects something and deep into the water to search below. He discovers that under the boat are tied 2,000 tons of red sandalwood. He is about to report in when all the fishermen boat start. Their boat and the raft boat begin sailing to Sri Lanka. Shikwat tries to pursue with speedboat, firing at them, but it's already too late. The raft leaves into Sri Lanka because they were finishing boat, had permission to enter, so custom does not stop them. Watching the sandalwood being unloaded at the Sri Lanka port, Shikwat sees Pushpa standing there, another crashing below to his side. Shikwat lifeline remained. The bike of Jagga's team was searching over turns farther away, and Shikwat finds Jagga there badly injured with a rope loaded in his chest. Shikwat falls in from him. The deal Pushpa was making wasn't with Hamid, but with a big Japanese broker. Hamid's role was only middleman. Their stream used half of the turn Japanese note to match with its other half held by the broker's local operator. Only when the help match would Pushpa get payment. Understanding this, Shikwat tries to name Japanese broker, but before he can summon by the road, kill Hamid. Realizing if Hamid is removed, Pushpa might get no payment. Shikwat sees that Pushpa path is a huge obstacle. And after Shikwat kills Hamid, Pushpa payment is blocked. After the point in the story, Pushpa goes to the syndicate. Siddhartha heads is in his hand after Hamid is eliminated. Pushpa payment is held up and the CM Narsingh to keep of the MLA is on hand. Pushpa invades them. But even now, if he wanted, he could still control them by handing over money to their hand. So Pushpa promised that of the MLA would receive their payment right on time. And if that didn't happen, Pushpa himself wouldn't stay alive in his world. After hanging up the phone, he told Keshav to prepare a container full of red sandalwood. No matter where his own money was kept, he would not rest until he got it. As per Pushpa order, once the container was filled up with red sandalwood and himself got inside it. And that's how Pushpa went starting to Japan on the ship. This is exactly the part of the story that we saw at the beginning of the movie. That means the fight scenes in Japan wouldn't redeem. It was entirely real. Then we see that after falling into the water, the Japanese broker Hiroshi starts wondering why this man came all the way from India like that. Did the money never reach him? He immediately ordered his men to pull Pushpa out of the water. As his men jump into the sea, everyone suddenly sees that they are all hanging from the ship anchor, and right on top on that anchor, in an absolutely savage style. Stunned Pushpa himself. In his hand, he is still holding that half-tone note. Now Hiroshi realized that Pushpa isn't some ordinary player. So he immediately ordered his men not to shoot. But when one of them still tries to attack Pushpa, Hiroshi himself shoot and kill that man. After understanding who Pushpa really is, Hiroshi personally apologized to him and promised that such a mistake will never happen again. He then gave Pushpa another turn note and tell him to deal directly with him from now on. But Pushpa, in fully savage style, says that from now on there will be no deal with note anymore. All deal will be done under the Pushpa brand. Saying this, he placed his body handprint on a handkerchief. Man, this scene was one of the most Sigma moments in the whole movie. Anyway, understanding Pushpa power, Hiroshi accepted all of the demand and handed him a total of 5,000 crore rupees. Pushpa then returned to India like a king, with all the money in hand. Back home, he sent sofa filled with cash to every MLS house in Andhra Pradesh and buys them all off. But one sofa still remained to be delivered. So this time Pushpa himself takes a revolver, loads the last sofa, and personally goes to the Zombie Reddy. There Pushpa tell him that if he truly in debt to anyone in this world, it's Jaga Reddy. Because if Jaga hasn't called him that day and told him to explain the plan to MLA Siddhappa, Pushpa would have never reached his position. But unfortunately, just like Kanta Reddy, Jaga death was also because of Pushpa. And as for Zoe, well, you all already know what happened to him. Poor guy still cannot get out of his wheelchair. Pushpa then tell him, if he forget all the enmity and shakes hand with him, he will get a 3% share in every deal without doing any work. But if he truly want Pushpa life, then he can take in right now. Saying that, Pushpa spins the revolver Russian roulette and hand it over to Zoe. Now what Zoe will do, you can already guess. For the first time, Pushpa is giving someone a chance. Whether Zoe will choose Pushpa's life or money is completely up to him. Hearing this, Zoe with trembling hand pulled the trigger and straight away. But since the bullet chamber was empty, the gun doesn't fire and instead Zoe falls flat on the ground in shock. Pushpa then says, since you choose to take my life over money, I will give you that chance. If you even have the guards come for me, I will be waiting. Thus, settling the score with Zoe Reddy, Pushpa returned home. Meanwhile, because Pushpa had bought all the MLA before the election, Siddhappa became the chief minister of the Andhra Pradesh overnight. After becoming CM, he visited Pushpa house to meet severely before the film end. And of course, when a single picture can change the entire state, you can't accept any delay there. Even though Siddhappa is the CM, everyone knows who Kingdom is today is now. From appointing minister to controlling every inch of the state, it's all under Pushpa command. Think about it. From a simple labor to the ruler of an entire state. Only a fearless man like Pushpa could make that possible. Meanwhile, Pushpa's greatest enemy, Shikhwat, couldn't accept this defeat. So he hid himself inside a container full of red sandalwood and set it on fire, trying to kill both himself and his assistant. Notuval managed to escape at the last moment. Inside the boring container, Shikhwat turned into the edged. Even after all his effort, he couldn't even touch a single hair of Pushpa. But the story doesn't end there. Suddenly, Pushpa's niece Kaveri gets kidnapped by someone. When Pushpa's half-brothers wife pivot to Pushpa's mother, Parvati, she goes and tells Pushpa everything. At first, Pushpa seems completely indifferent, since his brother never accepts him as a brother anyway. But moment later, he grabs a rifle and walks out in front of everyone. He goes starting to the news media and with threat. If even a scratch falls off my knees, I will cut those Siddhappa into pieces. Pushpa given the on her and order the entire Chittor district to be locked down. All entry points are saved, and the people who Chittor arrested is searching for Kaveri. In the meantime, Pratap Reddy informs Siddhappa that the person who kidnapped Kaveri is none other than Bugga Reddy, his own nephew. Yes, the same guy who got humiliated by Pushpa on the Kali Puja stage. Pushpa had shaved their heads and put garlands of shoes around their neck that day. A humiliation Bugga Reddy never forget. To avenge the insult, he kidnapped Kaveri. Now as Pratap Reddy only here, Bugga naturally he power of backup. So Pratap couldn't wait any harm come to him. That's why he told Siddhappa to make sure Pushpa didn't touch him. But once he meets with Pushpa, there no turning back. Siddhappa quickly called Pushpa and asked him to stay out of it, reminding his that Mohan, his brother, never even accept him and family. Mohan may not see me as a brother, but Kaveri always called me a uncle. She must be waiting, hoping her uncle Pushpa will save her. If I cannot repay that love now, how could I ever forgive myself? He says, if I have to kill even Pratap himself to do that, I wouldn't hesitate. After hanging up, Siddhappa tells Pratap sent his brother Subba Reddy to convince Bugga and Devi's Kaveri quickly. Because if the delay, Bugga date at Pushpa hand will be granted. Even the people of Chittor would stand with Pushpa now. Siddhappa may be the CM in name, but everyone knows who really running the state Pushpa. Understanding that, Pratap sends Subba to find Bugga, but Subba was total fall, alive. After watching Pushpa's TV threat, he called Pushpa himself and demanded 10 crore rupees for Kaveri revenge. Pushpa had no problem paying, so he took the cash back in a helicopter and reached the location. From above, he threw the bag down toward the kidnapper. Then, in his signature style, he aimed his rifle at Bugga Reddy. But Bugga warned him, if anything happened to me, the man inside will kill Kaveri immediately. He added, the insult you gave us that night on the Kaveri Puja stage, you can't wash that away with money. So today, we will answer humiliation with humiliation. Saying that, Bugga's man started dressing Pushpa up in the same way he had dressed them that night. They even made him wear a sari because during the Kali Puja, he had beaten them up with wearing on. Pushpa brutally beat them and tied their hand and feet because everyone knows that if their hand and feet were free, things could get out of control. But even after entering everything for Kaveri's safety, Bugga Reddy demands close all limit. They bring Kaveri in front of Pushpa and start touching her. Pushpa had already warned that if a single scratch fell on Kaveri, she would tear everyone apart. As soon as Bugga Reddy actually scratched Kaveri, a monster seems to awaken inside Pushpa. Even with her hand and feet tied, she jumps and beats on man's neck, her teeth sharp and lion-like one by one. Shiving to tear those men apart completely while still tied up. Even after stabbing with knives, they cannot bend a single hair of hers. Whether these doors have a sense. If anyone was fully, their blood will boil. Physics has no comparison here. Their swag is completely beyond physics. The choreography of the fight scenes is truly commendable. Pushpa in her signature style, starting cutting the limbs of her attacker. You can imagine who happened next, with her hand free and wielding sword and axes. She begins to brutally eliminate those who had attacked her. He attacks despite try to Phoebe, but Pushpa allowed no one to escape. Saying this, Bugga Reddy henchmen get scared and kill each other, leaving only Bugga Reddy alive. Siddhappa repeatedly calls Keshav because they realize that Pushpa might have finished Bugga game. Even if Keshav comes with a few men to capture Pushpa, she revives everyone. However, when Kaveri requests her, Pushpa heart softens a little. Saying this, Bugga thinks Pushpa might have split her. As he informs Siddhappa over the phone, Pushpa simultaneously directs a tissue toward Bugga. She split no one, minister or nephew, non-scrap. Bugga father Subba sees his son die this way and goes insane. He aims a pistol at Kaveri to take her, but Pushpa, in her dangerously fearless style, throws the tissue and pins him against the wall. This level of action scene is rarely seen. Pushpa loses her brother and niece, forcing Pratap to watching their funeral prey. A few days later, Pushpa's stepbrother Mohan suddenly arrived at their house. Usually he doesn't even appear at this house, So everyone, including Pushpa mother, is shocked. She will inform Pushpa, but he does not come downstairs to meet her brother. Mohan speak about why should Pushpa come here. He would she even face him. Since she would, he insulted Pushpa repeatedly, took away her Venus, and humiliated her even during her marriage arrangement. Yet Pushpa saved his daughter as her own, disregarding her own wife. Even thought Mohan couldn't fulfill his duty as a brother. Pushpa fulfilled her duty 100% as her uncle. Mohan hands Pushpa Kaveri wedding card. Within a few days, the wedding was arranged, and he gives the first card into Pushpa's hand. Now he even addresses her as his mother. Finally, Pushpa gained recognition of her own lineage and her long-awaited respect. She even sought forgiveness by touching her feet for past humiliation. Meanwhile, Kaveri had decided that if Pushpa didn't attend her wedding, she wouldn't sit in the wedding hall. This forced Pushpa to respond to her elder brother's call. Shivavi then shows Pushpa the wedding card. Pushpa sees that everyone's name are written along with in their title. Seeing this, Pushpa becomes so emotional that she collapses to the ground and cries like a sieve, overwhelmed with emotion after the year of humiliation. On Kaveri wedding day, Pushpa attended and Mohan personally embraced her, welcoming her like a brother. Together with Mohan's younger brother, they three brothers are finally reunited. We everyone celebrate a Kaveri wedding. Both of the house is in mourning. Just as Pushpa renewed with her family, her enemy gathered at Pratap house. Even Javareddy, who was sadly beaten by Pushpa in the first part, in present. Pushpa had sent a boat containing a real school to remind everyone for her savage style. During Kaveri's wedding celebration, a bomb suddenly exploded for a bouquet, triggered by a mysterious man in the distance. His face remained unseen, but his authority is evident. Could he be from the Singh family? Did he survive the fire in the wooden cage? Or is it someone else? All their answer will be revealed in Pushpa Part 3, whose announcement was made at the end of his movie. The next movie, Pushpa, The Rampage, continues the story. The game is ongoing, and the final climax will be explained when Part 3 releases. Until then, stay safe and healthy, and doesn't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.